Bob Hope and Bing Crosby teamed up in the 1940s for a series of films that are now considered classics, all beginning with The Road to Singapore. Road to Singapore and its sequel, Road to Zanzibar, are very good movies, but it took them until the third movie, Road to Morocco, to really figure out the formula, what worked and what didn't. Road to Morocco is considered to be one of the great comedies of all time. But I would argue that there is another film in this long-running franchise that is even better. The fifth film, Road to Rio. Road to Rio is actually something that you can find right now on YouTube because the copyright lapsed. So Road to Rio and Road to Bali are both something that you can just type in right now and watch. I would highly recommend both, but Road to Rio in particular. When they get to Road to Bali, and especially Road to Hong Kong, Bob and Bing are a little bit over the hill. They're showing their age. The joke is not as good as it once was. Road to Rio is the last film in the series where I felt like they were young enough to really pull off the romantic leads, to be wooing Dorothy Lamour, who appears in all the films, though she was deemed too old to be the love interest in Road to Hong Kong. She only gets a cameo in that. In Road to Rio, Bob and Bing are a couple of entertainers, as they are in all of them, basically vaudevillians, who are, they're broke, they're on the run, and they stow away on a cruise ship to Rio.
No girls anywhere as pretty as the girls in Brazil.
Bob wants Bing to stay away from women because this is why they always get run out of town, is because Bing meets a young lady and woos her, and then their father, you know, goes after him.
Oh, it's just a dame.
Yeah, but she's crying. Maybe I can help her.
Oh, don't bother. She's old enough to blow her own nose. Oh, wait a minute. You gave me your word of honor, your scout's oath, and you crossed your heart. That's a tough parlay to buck.
But Bing can't help himself. He sees Dorothy Lamour. She's about to commit suicide. She's about to jump off the boat. He goes out, he saves her, and he begins to pitch woo. But the next day, she's a completely different person. She's no longer enamored with him.
I hate you. I loathe you. I despise you.
You made a lot of progress last night.
She, in fact, reports him to the captain as a stowaway. Now, it turns out Dorothy Lamour is being hypnotized by her evil aunt to marry this man for nefarious reasons that are never quite explained. They have a MacGuffin in it. They just say, the papers.
The papers. The papers. Morning or evening papers.
They never explain what the papers are. It's just the papers. It doesn't matter. This is not about plot per se. This is about the jokes. And they're, to me, the best of the series. This is Bob and Bing on top of their game. This is Dorothy Lamour on top of her game. They're all a little older. They looked much younger in Road to Singapore, but this is them with the wisdom, with the age to really play these parts and know exactly how to craft the perfect jokes. The little asides, the little insults that Bob and Bing trade back and forth.
Let's come on and help you jump, baby.
Here, now, come here. Get back in the nook. Come on. Hey!
It is fun. That's all I can say about it. It's fun. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. It absolutely would be in my top 100, likely in the top 50. I've been watching it since I was a kid. It has what I consider to be the best comedic musical moment in any movie, which is Bob and Bing in the beginning of the movie performing a song called Apalachicola.
That's why we say to you, we're on our way to Apalachicola, Appalachia.
Tell me, boy, where's Apalachicola?
Clever town down south.
Down south?
Yeah.
What are we wearing this long underwear
But the
for?
move, we're quite a target.
I could watch just that scene. When I was a kid, I used to rewind, you know, back to the beginning of that song just because I'd want to watch it again. The chemistry that Bob and Bing had is something that you rarely ever see in movies. The sort of the perfect mind meld of comedic talents. Oftentimes, you see that in sibling teams. The Marx Brothers, the Three Stooges, people who grew up together. They found these two guys who played so well off of each other. I think the original idea was it was supposed to be George Burns and Gracie Allen were supposed to be the team. I guess they fell through, and there were other people suggested, and finally it landed on Bob and Bing, who both had popular radio shows at the time, and they were both very popular in the movies. Like I said, the franchise overstays its welcome. Not that Road to Bali or even Road to Hong Kong are particularly bad movies. They don't quite live up to everything that came before. There was actually supposed to be an 8th film, The Road to the Fountain of Youth, which got canceled because Bing Crosby passed away. I would actually love to see Hollywood try this again. Obviously not with Bob and Bing, but I have two names in mind. I have for years and years. I used to do a blog called What If They Remade, where I cast movies that probably should never be remade, but you know it's going to happen. And some of those, by the way, have come true. When I got to the road ones, I don't want them to remake any one particular road movie. They'd make a different one. Road to Moscow, Road to Honolulu, whatever. Seth MacFarlane, Neil Patrick Harris. Both charismatic. They've worked together. Great singing voices. I see it. I see it in my head, working really well. Maybe not Bob and Bing, but I see it working so perfectly. They don't make movies like this anymore. That's the thing. For all of the movies that Hollywood reboots, the road pictures won't be one of them because they think, no, there is no audience for this anymore, for the musical comedy. I disagree wholeheartedly. You put a movie like this out, keep it clean, too. Keep it PG rated. Make it, could be a little bit more risque than maybe Bob and Bing could. Keep the songs snappy. Bring in a beautiful woman to be the love interest for the two of them to squabble over, and who can also sing herself. You could do this. This would work, but Hollywood doesn't think so. Hollywood doesn't think so because Hollywood has no faith in us, the viewers. They put out the same thing over and over and over again because they think we're stupid. You could say there are no new ideas. Fine. Bring back some of the old ones that haven't been around for a while. The musical comedy is one of those. Give it a shot. Make a couple of them. See if they click. They're not expensive. You wouldn't have to make a whole lot of money. There's no CGI involved. Pick an exotic location and a couple guys who can carry a tune and are funny, and make something lighthearted and romantic. Please, Hollywood, please. I'm begging you. If they don't, I always have my copy of the road pictures. Again, you can find Road to Rio on YouTube. I would highly recommend it. 5 out of 5 stars. This is a classic, and in my opinion, one of the funniest movies ever made.
This picture could end right here.